Hey, so here I am trying to make videos again. Should I make them scripted? Should I just riff off the top of my head? What do I do? I'm always riffing about this whole idea about get the fuck out and play, right? So if I were to put myself into a script, I'm not getting the fuck out to play. Like for me, a script is something that's bound, that confines, that it could just be talking points. It needn't confine me to something. But it also takes away the fun, the creativity, the serendipity of thoughts just bumping into my head and then spilling out as words, which you then hear as, you know, as thoughts that seep into your head. There's a lot of stuff that I'd love to throw down as bullet points because I love writing. So I could like easily come up with a bunch of points that I'd like to talk about. I could even pick up any of my blog posts so far and turn them into YouTube scripts and just start riffing them off effortlessly. I could create an AI avatar, a clone of myself, and then feed it all my blog posts, and I could have like 100,000 videos out on the internet on my channel. So inundating you with subscription notices. That's assuming you have hit the bell icon and all that stuff. But really speaking, I don't know, man. It just doesn't do it for me. Like, I know I can put it out there. I could become prolific as a creator because I've already been creating in a different medium. All I need to do is transfer it to this medium, right? So I'm not really cheating. I'm not really stealing. I'm not really using AI to do something that I haven't done, right? I'm just using AI to just move my thoughts, my words, my ideas, my content from one medium to another medium. Oh, by the way, I don't like the word content. I mean, like art. Let's call it art, right? Because I'm doing this with heart and soul and intention and love and energy and enthusiasm and all of that stuff, which AI just can't do for you because AI doesn't really know you, neither do I, which is why I'm making the stuff. I want to get to know you, and I'll probably only get to know you if you start relating with me in the comments. So drop a comment or two. But even otherwise, right, this process is about getting to know myself. It's not just about getting to know you, which I'd love to do, but I want to get to know myself. I want to put myself on the spot every single time and see what comes out of it, right? If I come here with talking points, if I have like what do you call those things, autoresponder, no, the screen thingamajig that shows you the words that you're going to say, whatever, all of that stuff, I could have it plastered over there. But the thing is, it's just going to make things easier for me. It's going to make things more flow like, more process like. But I just want to be on the spot. I want to put myself in a position where I'm not quite sure what I want to say. I have like a few talking points in my head, not in front of me. So those talking points may just disappear by the time I'm saying them out to you. Something new might pop in. And it could just be entirely different from what I had in my mind when I hit the record button, right? So another thing I want to do is I've been finding it hard to like stare at the camera and talk to you like I'm talking to a human being, right? Because it's just a machine. It's just like a pair of eyes or a single lens that's just staring me in the face. It doesn't feel real. Like my conversations, my expression is rather animated when I'm in person, when I'm talking to a live human being. But when I'm talking to a machine, it just doesn't feel the same. So I find that maybe my tone is different, maybe my pace is different, maybe my energy levels are different. So here's another experiment I'm trying today is I'm just going to distract myself by doing random stuff. I'm just going to be playing around doing things. And all the while I'm going to try to have a conversation with you like you were right here in person and we're just jamming around the same topic of whether I should make videos impromptu or whether I should just stick to a script and just say, all right, this is, act one, act two, act three, and then tata, bye bye, like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. So, yeah, man, like, I mean, you can keep listening to me. I'm not going to look at the camera, but I'm just like going to keep doing something where I'm physically distracted, but I'm trying to cognitively stay connected and aligned to you, to what I'm trying to say to you, to the topic that's on top of my mind right now. And there's this energy of effortlessness when I don't have to stick to a plan, when I don't play to an outcome. It's a strange sort of a space which most people are afraid of, primarily because the world tells you that you got to do things the right way. This is the right way to do it, this is the way to do it, and you get scored on the basis of how well you stick to a plan, right? Like, that's how every single person is indoctrinated from childhood to, like, perform as per a script. So my entire life, your entire life is played out to a script, and every single person is like, all right, if you performed as per the script given to you, you get the best score, right? And if you didn't do as you were told, or you didn't perform as per expectations, well, you don't score as much as the person who did. Which means people who are playing to a script are only going to get good at playing at that script. So what about people who just feel like doing whatever they want, and then they're just figuring things out on the way? The whole fuck around and find out paradigm. Maybe I'm just like playing along, I'm not sure where I want to go, I'm not sure what I want to do. And that uncertainty, that lack of clarity is considered a negative. Now, why would that be? Because you want me to play according to your script, right? So if I didn't care about playing per your script, why would it matter to me if I was confused, if I wasn't quite sure, if I was uncertain and unclear about what I want to do, why I want to do it, where I want to do it, and who I want to do it with, right? it's, it's just amusing. So to me, I'm like, if all of this is playing out in my head, why can't I just jam and riff off the top of my head and let these thoughts flow? Like, I could be like, hey, so this is what I'm going to do. I could just be real time documenting what's going on in my head, what's going on in my life. And that to me is playing on the edge, right? That playing on the edge is what I'm doing on this video with you right now. I don't have a game plan. I'm not quite sure why we're doing this, but it's a lovely evening, and why not? Right? Like, I could just be, I turned this side because there's a beautiful sunset. You could probably see the golden glow on my face. But, like, to me, if you ask me right now, what am I doing? How many sets am I doing? How many reps am I doing? Why am I doing this particular specific activity? This particular kind of movement? Playing with that particular kind of... I don't know, and I don't care. I really don't. To me, entertaining myself, I'm myself, I'm enjoying myself, and it's what matters to me. I don't really care about the specifics of the inputs. I don't care about the specifics of the outputs. Am I going to get stronger? Am I going to get fitter? Am I going to get... what else would you call it? Yeah, the whole Olympics thing. Stronger, faster, higher, all of that stuff. Well, I am definitely getting higher, because that's one fun thing about play, is the more you play, the happier you get, the happier you get, the higher you feel. And who doesn't want that, right? But I don't want to get caught up in those metrics. To me, they're just vanity metrics. I just want to play around. I want to have a good time. I want to share these conversations, these thoughts, these observations with you. But those are conversations I'd be having inside my head. if you weren't listening to me as I'm talking. But if you were, and you are right now, this is what you'd hear. So, yeah, I don't think there's much to say about talking with a script, right? By now, if you think that I can talk to you while being distracted physically, while being engaged with doing something viscerally, while having a good time exploring my ability to move through time and space, exploring the magic of what my body can do, enjoying the beauty of that lovely sunset, and share all of this with you without, ouch, too many pauses, fillers, and the like, which to me isn't a question about communication as much as it is a glitch in the thought matrix, right? A lot of people need scripts or want scripts or assume they need scripts because if they don't have a script, they assume they don't know what to say and they can't say it clearly enough to be understood, that is. And so they need a script. But here I am challenging that very notion. I'm like, hey man, you don't need a script. And if you find yourself faltering, if you find yourself, uh, you know, pausing like I just did, if you find yourself going, dropping fillers, you're just not in tune, right? Which means my thoughts and my words are not in sync, right? There's a lag. And because the script says I need to be speaking a certain number of words per minute, and I need to keep people entertained, I end up filling that gap with fillers. But if I don't feel compelled that I have to perform in a certain way, at a certain pace, I can just speak when I want to, when I have something to say, and the rest of the time, I can just be silent. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. That doesn't mean I'm dumb. I mean, not that it means I'm smart either. But the fact is, I can speak at my own pace. I can speak when I want to. I may speak when I need to. And I may wait to collect my thoughts, to put them together coherently and share them with you. Or I may stumble through the process, leaving things unsaid, or I could have probably said them better if I had given it some thought. But so what if I didn't, right? It doesn't mean I did anything lesser, because in the moment that I was playing, I did the best I could, right? And you know that because you're watching me doing it live. You know I didn't edit this stuff. You know I'm just speaking what's coming out of the top of my head. You know I'm sharing myself real and raw. And that has a certain energy to it, right? That's the what you see is what you get kind of an energy. That has a certain vibe. That shares something about you, in this case, something about me, more than words ever could, more than testimonials ever could, more than pedigree and achievements and accomplishments and credentials and all of that ever could. So, kind of makes me relate this to the previous video on mastery. Like, I'm likening mastery to the magic of the moment. It's more of an act of alignment, attunement, awareness of myself in this moment, of my being in the greater time space conundrum or continuum, whichever way you look at it. So when I play it this way, if I manage to sync myself with this moment, I am exploring and playing and enjoying mastery in this moment. It's not about what I've done to get here, how long it took me to get there. So that's not there, right? Like the assumption with mastery is that it's something that's out there beyond where I am right now. And I need to get there. And if I'm there, I need to be able to tell people how I got there. I need to be able to show people proof of work to have, the kind of breadcrumbs I left along the way on my path to mastery that others can now copy paste as a template and say, oh, all right, so this is how you got here. And that's how I'm going to do it as well. Well, no, my friend, because that's just how I got there. And the there is right here, right now. So it's less of a journey into somewhere, into the beyond, and more of a journey in this moment to enjoy the magic. Like, look at it, as we're talking, the sun just went down, it's hiding behind the clouds, and it still hasn't set, but it's not visible to me right now. So there's so many variables in life and in the environment that's constantly changing, and it's silly to imagine oneself in charge, controlling, dominating the narrative, and straitjacketing the way things ought to be. Oh, the sun ought to set at 1845 hours only, right? Yeah, but what if there are clouds up there and then I can't see the sun? Didn't that throw a spanner in my works? Yep, it just did. But that's because I had this straitjacketed notion that that's how things should be. Enjoy this moment right here, right now. I enjoy the sun for what it has to offer, while it has to offer it. I enjoy the view. And when it's gone, I enjoy that too. So to me, this is how I like to play. And it's also how I'd like to share my experiences of life with you. Casually, comfortably, convincingly, and with a truckload of conviction, because to me, my thoughts, my speech, and my actions are in sync. And when that happens, I think that's like mastery in its own self. And that's what I'm sharing with you guys. So if you feel that you like how this is playing out, well, you know the drill. The whole like, share, subscribe, and all of that stuff. Yeah.